Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you so much for being here. Well, today I'm going to be talking about Meghan, and I've talked a lot about Meghan. I'm going to give you some options and some things to think about because Meghan is starting to get on my last nerves. She really is. She's doing so many things wrong, and we need to start branching out. So I'm going to ask you about that and also talk to you about how this new podcast that is coming up with her. Meghan has been warned over this imminent podcast disaster. And that's why I'm just thinking Meghan is she is a hot mess. This woman, I'm telling you, has got it all wrong, but we got to keep our eyes on it because I think it is so much more to happen as we wait for that to happen because we know it's going to happen. You know, what other things can we do and talk about? So that's what I'm going to be talking about today and getting your opinion and giving you some insights into what Catherine is doing. All right, let's get into it. So thank you so much for being here today. Before I get moving on to this story, I wanted to talk about Princess Catherine. She has made a tribute to the Irish Guards in this gorgeous green Alexander McQueen coat. Doesn't she look absolutely gorgeous? She attended the Irish Guards St. Patrick's Day Parade. The Princess of Wales is the colonel of the regiment and was unable to attend last year's event due to her cancer diagnosis, but she is there today, and she had on the gold shamrock brooch that she stepped out in with a single emerald loaned to the royal ladies associated with the regiment. And we know that the princess also accessorized the dark green coat with a matching hat, a gorgeous top handle bag, and a black knee-high heeled boots. Her visit today marks her continued return to royal duties after revealing that she was in remission from cancer in January. Now, this has been her 11th appearance this year. With her most recent appearance was on Saturday when she and her husband attended the Wales and England Six Nations match in Cardiff. So that was always nice to see them out and about. And I love how there's just really no drama with Catherine and William. They just get on with it and they do the work so spectacularly. I love watching them, and I watched a documentary today about Catherine, and there was so much in that documentary that gave a lot of insight into the kind of woman that Catherine is, and you can see how she's been able to really excel in her position as a royal coming in as a commoner, and you know it can be done. And she's the example. She has set the standard for that. And I just love watching her because she just gives me those feel-good vibes every time I watch her. You just gotta love her. You just gotta love her. Now they're also saying that Meghan's true intentions around any UK return has been revealed because we know that Harry's visa, the documents around his visa application are going to be revealed tomorrow. So we'll have to definitely talk about that and other things. And so with that in mind, I wanted to start talking about other things and just really keeping anything that I talk about royally teachable moments, because anything that I do is going to be royally associated in some way. So my teachable moments will be royal teachable moments, but I can talk about anything. So I want to talk about other things. I know that the P. Diddy case is going to be going to trial soon. I want to talk about that. There is the Blake Lively and the Justin Baldoni situation that's going to be also being going to trial. But these are things that are, kind of happening. Not a lot of big news around it, but interesting nonetheless. So I do want to talk about these things. So I really would like to go through your comments today and look at the things that you would like for me to talk about, other things. Something else that interests me are Karens. I love watching drama with Karens. And so if you have anything that you would like for me to watch on my channel, send me a link. Just kind of give me your 411 on what you would like to see me do on my channel. because Meghan is getting on my last nerves. I mean, this woman, I'm telling you, I'm still going to do stories on Meghan, but I also want to start doing other things as well. So I would really appreciate your help on that. And if I get a lot of different ideas, maybe I'll do a poll or something. And then some of you did want to see a Thursday Lives, which is something that I'm considering a lot closer now. So doing Thursday Lives with me would be something that I would love to do. So remember, if you want to see that, let me know that in the comments as well. Okay, so Prince Harry's visa blow is something that is really revealed a lot to Harry. A lot has been essentially revealed to Harry. And Meghan, they're saying, has no intentions of moving back to the UK. We know that will never happen, Harry. It's never going to happen. You have made such a blunder of your life. It's really astounding to me how you have really blown everything, and your whole revealing of this visa application has just made things so much worse for you. So we know that this is going to happen because Judge Carl Nichols ordered the release of the documents as part of the ongoing Freedom of Information request by the U.S. and the think tank, the Heritage Foundation in Washington, D.C., they have alleged that the Duke may have concealed past illegal drug use that should have disqualified him from obtaining a U.S. visa. So what does that mean if this becomes a really big hoo-ha, right? Well, we know that President Donald Trump said that he was not going to deport Harry. So what will happen is that will come out and the truth will be revealed that he, more than likely, he lied on his visa application. But yet he won't be deported. And then that can open up a whole nother bag of worms around other people that have been deported for acknowledging past drug use. So, you know, it's just going to make things so much more complicated. And there's so much drama on top of Harry and Meghan. So much that the marriage is suffering in a very big way. Huge right now what is happening. I mean, think about it. How much drama has to happen in this family? How much drama do Harry and Meghan have to sustain a marriage? I mean, you talk about hiccups and just bad things happening all the time. This cannot go well for them at all. I mean, I seriously believe that Harry and Meghan are no longer really truly together as a couple, still moving forward, trying to align themselves with projects to be, you know, still together as a couple. It's not happening, you know, and at the end of the day, life is life and life be lifing, okay? And you just have a lot of things that are happening. And these two are not the kind of people that can sustain these hardships and still live in harmony with each other. Especially someone like Meghan, because her ego is so huge and so humongous. You can't do it. And so we're waiting for that day. So this is what's happening now with Meghan in this podcast, because girlfriend is in a lot of danger with this podcast. The things that are going to come out of this are not going to, it's just going to be compounded on top of things with the visa, with the numbers with Love Meghan, her Netflix show, and Harry not wanting to be in the States. I mean, think about it. The only reason why he's having this issue around his visa is because he came to America. It was the Americans, this American think tank that has put this pressure on his visa application. You know, it's like you came to America thinking you were going to have an easy road with your life, and it has done nothing but propel your decline. And it's like it should be a huge wake-up call to you. Huge wake-up call. So this is what's happening. Meghan has been warned that her next move that she needs to make, it has to be a success. Now, here's the thing. The numbers have come in for her Netflix show. She got about a little over 500,000 views in the first 5 days of that release. That is with it going up to the top 10. I think it was at 9 for a little while. But ever since then, it has gone down. It's not going to get much more than that. I don't even think it will reach 1 million views. Now, we know that the Harry and Meghan documentary got a little over 2 million views, so it did really well. So we can say that this show with Meghan, this With Love show, is a flop. That's the reality, folks. That's the reality of the situation. And you know how I feel? Do you really want to know how I feel about Meghan's show With Love? Let me show you. This is how I feel about you, Meghan Markle, and your show, because of all the things that you have done to the royal family. You have tried to get your success since the day you had your first date with Harry, who you said you did not know. This is how I feel about this woman. That's how I feel about Meghan and her With Love. You get the tiny violin. You need this to happen to you. You do. And maybe the haters out there that love Meghan and hate on me, if you really thought about what I just said, you would understand why it's good that that happened to Meghan. She needs more moments of self-reflection to hit her in the face symbolically because of the kind of person she is. And if you don't follow this regularly, then you really can't say anything about what I just said, because it's the best thing for her. It really is. So we know that Meghan had signed this new podcast deal with Lemonada, and she lost her Spotify deal because she was really too difficult. The executives did not like her or her husband Harry, for that matter, and they just were a hot mess. Now, if you can't make yourself a success with a big brand like Spotify, then what makes you think? What makes you think you can have success with a smaller, unknown brand of a podcast platform? Really? Does it make any sense? Do you see success coming for Meghan in this new podcast venture? It's like we're just watching one flop after another with this woman. I mean, it's like, seriously, woman, wake up. Wake up and snap out of your delusion. Because they're saying that Meghan she's going to be hosting this new podcast herself on Lemonada Media, which will also distribute her previous series, Archetypes. It's like, you might as well take that too. Show that flop. You know, or let's play that flop on Lemonada. You did some of the work. You might as well play it, because we know she didn't even do some of the interviews. It's like, really, for real. It's like the opportunity that this woman has had, that she just blows it. Who doesn't show up to even do their own interviews after getting over $1 million to do a podcast? I mean, it's just some seriously nonsense that's happening with this woman. And she's getting another opportunity to fail again, because that's what's going to happen. Now, royal watchers are anticipating that Meghan's new podcast, when it does drop, they're saying that the warning about Meghan's new podcast is that they're urging her to distance herself from celebrity style of interview and focus on the human aspect, to be a little bit more relatable and popular, and to have more people listen to it, because trying to focus on the celebrity aspect is not going to get you the views, the listening audience that you're trying to get. And this is why I think that could be good advice for her, but why it won't work. Because Meghan, she wants to get in with the in crowd, and she believes by doing a podcast talking about celebrities helps to give her own connection to these celebrities, because that's what she did with the TIG. You invite them onto your show, you've got a connection, you've got a communication line to them, and now you can try to leech off of these celebrities to get them to give you access to maybe their friends or whatever. I mean, it's almost like Meghan is just using her platform as a duchess to still elevate herself. And that's what is so disgusting and sickening about it, because it looks so cheap. You look so desperate and like you really are trying to make it as a celebrity, but you're kind of a celebrity already as a duchess. Just go do humanitarian work. But she's continually thriving for something more. She feels very empty inside, and she won't find fulfillment. If she hasn't found it by now, by marrying her husband, how is she going to ever find fulfillment with anything? Like, seriously, do you see it happening? Because I certainly don't. She's already been told by so many people that this is not going to be a win for you. And Harry knows it's not going to be a win. And so the marriage of Harry and Meghan is on the decline. It's all down now to when will you actually make it official? Because this marriage is over. With all the negativity around your life now in America, you can't possibly think that just hang in there. We're getting ready to make it work. We're winning. We're climbing higher and higher. You're going down lower and lower. So real life moments of tragedy will continue to plague Harry and Meghan in real time. Meghan's been warned. You're waiting for another disaster on this podcast. Harry's living a nightmare, a complete nightmare, and I believe he is in a meltdown. Oh yes, I said it. Because I know what it is. All right, everyone. I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.